My first client this morning was telling me that he's been experiencing tons of anger. And my very next client was telling me that she's been feeling just mostly overwhelmed by lots of guilt. Hi, I'm Dr. Peacock. I'm an adult psychiatrist. When you hear these two stories, they seem like they would be separate, right? They're not. And let me explain this. The experiences of self arise within your space of awareness. And what do I mean by that? If I ask you right now to bring your attention to your breath, you can do that. If I ask you to bring your attention to the sound of something outside or the taste of a food, or as you're walking, the sensation under your feet, you can bring your awareness to any number of things. You can also bring your awareness to your thoughts. You can bring your awareness to the sensations in your body that you're calling an emotion, right? Years ago, back when I was single, I was dating this girl, and whenever I was around anybody that had been drinking, I would immediately experience anger, right? It would show up as anger. But I could be aware of that in the same space that I could be aware of my breath, or the smell of something baking, or the sound of something. I can be aware of the anger. So she walked into the room and she had a couple, maybe glasses of wine. And I just observed that experience that I was labeling as anger. I observed it. In the same way I was observing everything in that space of awareness. So she said to me, "What's going on?" And this is a goofy response, and I'm surprised she stuck around. I said, "Within my space of awareness, I'm having this experience of anger." She should have left. I mean, honestly, that's not somebody you want to date. That's an odd response. She said, "What do you think it's about?" I said, "It's about my father. My father was oftentimes a dangerous man when he was drinking, and anger would show up in me as a way of making myself feel safe. And as I grew older, it was an effective strategy, right? But the problem was that it had overgeneralized. So whenever I had seen anybody that was drinking, I would see that pattern and it would be threat. And this is a non-conscious process, right? I wasn't consciously thinking it. I was largely a robot at the time, just being hijacked by this, right? But what broke that day for me was awareness. If there is free will, it's only in that space of awareness. So I saw that. And I was able to act into the world in a different way, that moment. And when it comes to anger or guilt, awareness.